This is the Sirui 50mm t1.8 1.33x squeeze anamorphic lens for full frame with autofocus. While this lens is fantastic, there are a couple of things you need to know before you go out and do the Kickstarter or buy these lenses. And by the way, yes, there will be links in the description. And in full disclosure, Sirui did send this lens to me to keep and to test and review, but other than that, no money changed hands. To start off with, this has a 67mm front filter thread and these really well designed and feeling great focus rings with gears built in, as well as a clicky aperture ring, or you can turn it off and then there's no click at all. You can also lock the aperture if you want to, the iris, to where it will stay in automatic and you can control it through your camera. And then of course you have a function button, an autofocus manual focus switch, and because this does have autofocus, you can sort of take a direct manual focus control over the lens, but when you release it, it's a little jumpy. And then if you switch to manual focus, the lens will jump to whatever position this is in, so it can be a little bit jarring depending on how you do that. Now, one of my favorite things about this lens is it is weather sealed, which means when I go out into Alaska, it can actually handle some pretty bad weather, and I have been testing it in some pretty bad weather. You can see there's a little weather sealing strip here and a USB-C port for firmware updates. Now, that's important for one of the things I said you need to know about, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What makes this lens special? Well, this is the first full frame autofocus anamorphic lens. Now, it's not the most anamorphic looking lens you'll ever see. It doesn't have the most character because anamorphics typically have a ton of character. It does have flares, which we'll talk about, but it is an anamorphic. And the reason this is a 1.33x anamorphic lens, that means it's squeezing from the sides and giving you a little bit more real estate. So this 50mm is actually a little bit wider. It's like 30 something millimeters on the sides when you de-squeeze it. But it's if you film with a camera like Sony E mount where you only have a 16:9 option to film with, then this de-squeezes into this beautiful 2.35:1 ratio, which is a really nice cinescope ratio. It's like, I really do love anamorphic, but the reason I don't film with a lot of anamorphics is I work by myself a lot. And filming by yourself without autofocus can be really challenging. And when it comes to autofocus, they actually do work really well. I struggled a little bit in very low light with my 7S III. It had a little bit more of an issue catching it, but if you set your autofocus speed to about 3 and then a good subject lock on of like 2 to 3, it seems to perform pretty well overall. And it will track a subject well. The face, eye tracking, all of that works like it should. Even though the lens or the image is squeezed, it does actually work really well. But I did run into one issue with the autofocus, and I told Sirui about it, and they're investigating it. So if any of this changes, there'll be a pinned comment down below or something in the description that says there's been a change. But when I was filming out in very cold temperatures, like extremely cold temperatures, the autofocus had an issue working. But as soon as the temperatures warmed up above like 17, 18 below Fahrenheit, somewhere in there, any colder than that, it really struggled. But warmer than that, it didn't seem to have an issue. So that's one thing you need to be aware of. Now, granted, that's extremely cold. Very few people film in conditions like that. But just be aware, if you're going to film in ridiculously cold temperatures, the autofocus might slow down, lag, or just have an issue following through on all of that. But when the autofocus doesn't have that issue because it's not freezing, it actually does work really well. It's a little bit jumpy. Like you can see where it grabs the face here and kind of jumps to it. But then other than that, it's fairly smooth. When it comes to focus breathing, though, there is a fair bit of focus breathing, which is somewhat normal for anamorphic lenses. But you can see here, like, it definitely has some focus breathing in and out. Now, when it comes to anamorphics, most people think of flares. And that's sort of the defining characteristic of anamorphic lenses, is everybody thinks lots and lots of lens flares. This lens, I got the neutral flare version. You can also get the blue flare version, but this lens, or the one that I have at least, the lens flares are fairly well controlled. Like, it takes a fair amount to get them to flare. Now, once they do flare, they absolutely do flare, but it's not out of just like some anamorphic lenses in the past, Sirui ones and other ones have flared ridiculously, way too much, way too strong. This one seems to handle flaring a little bit better and a little bit more natural. Now, if you get the blue flares, obviously they're blue flares, but the neutral flare, it is neutral. It tends to lean a little bit warm regardless of the light source. So just be aware that like the neutral flares, which I kind of prefer because it takes on somewhat of the color of your light source, but the neutral flares are a little bit warm leaning. In fact, the whole lens I would say is a little bit warm leaning. The other thing that you should think about when it comes to anamorphic lenses is the squeeze factor. Now, we already talked about why a 1.33x squeeze factor is being used on these lenses, especially for Sony E mount, but the reason you would want and I would love a higher squeeze factor, 1.5, 1.8x, even though it gives you kind of this ridiculously wide field of view, is to get the more oval bokeh in the background. Now, this lens does have pretty decent bokeh. You can see here, shooting at 1.8, like there's definitely some ovalness, elliptical bokeh back there, but it's not super oval like you would see on higher squeeze ratio lenses. That being said, though, it is nice and does stretch the bokeh out a little bit, and the bokeh generally looks, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I kind of like it. I do like anamorphic because of the character it adds. These lenses don't give you a ton of character. They're, I would say, a little more on the clinical side, like just, they're really nice, they're sharp, they've got great image quality. They don't have a ton of that really crazy anamorphic character where it distorts and really kind of gives you a bunch of character, especially out on the edges of the frame. But that might be something you don't want necessarily, especially if you're sitting down and filming a lot of interviews or things like that. This lens might be, these lenses, because there's 3, 50, 75, 100 millimeter. I asked Sirui to send me the 50, the 75, and the 100 millimeter, but they only sent me, or they were only willing to send me the 50 millimeter. So I couldn't do any more than just testing this one lens. The only other issue that I've encountered with this lens is that on my FX6s, it won't read as an autofocus lens. Occasionally it doesn't read the aperture either, but usually I just tweak the lens, jiggle the lens a little bit, and then it reads the aperture just fine. But it will not read the lens as an autofocus lens. It's always in manual focus, and even though it will read the focus distance properly, it just will not engage the autofocus in the lens. I've made Sirui aware of that as well. And as soon as they can get a firmware update out for this lens or whatever they need to do to make it work with the FX6, I'll pin that in the comment below to get this lens working with the FX6. Because honestly, I would love to use these series of lenses with my FX6 for filming some interviews and some other content. They right now are on Kickstarter for about $800 per lens, or $2,400, maybe it was $2,500 for a set of 3. I think the Kickstarter runs for 2 more days. There's a link down in the description if you want to get in on that early bird pricing. But after that, they're going to be $1,000 each, and I believe $3,000 for the set. So now, if you're looking to tax write off a little bit extra stuff at the end of the year, or you've been looking at picking up a set of anamorphic lenses, these are fantastic. Not only because they're full frame, they match up, they balance on gimbals well and stuff like that, but the autofocus works really pretty well for a solo creator, but also like these lenses are built really well. They feel great. The manual focus even feels good. So if you're used to manually focusing, I would have no hesitation putting this on a gimbal, putting a focus motor on it, and pulling focus manually. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But next, you're going to watch this video right here. I'll see you over there. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we can have more of a conversation. I can answer the questions that I maybe get to in this video. I'll see you again soon in the next one. Cheers.